This is a totally normal basketball-related podcast. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the PHNX Mercury podcast. I am your host, Erika Day, joined by PG1, QB1, on and off the field, in and out of the studio, on and off the podcast, in and out of breaking news right now. I feel kind of bad because this is just a series of bad timing for this podcast. Because, of course, Mark Williams resigns with the Suns.
Mental agility, that's what we signed up for. It's never a normal day.
We're not new to this. We true to this.
Correct. And I'm glad you are.
Correct.
Thank goodness. You guys are loyal to the pod, and I appreciate you guys not commenting on the Mark Williams moment for just an hour so that we can finish this Mercury podcast.
Speaking of new, I commented already. Your sneakers look good.
Oh, yeah. You like them? They're nice. They're very cool. No free ads, sorry, Max, but they're really cool.
Yeah, you're rocking with the jeans. Not everybody can do that.
And, the person that gave them to me, David Veenstra, he asked if I was going to start playing basketball.
It's only right. This is you're breaking them in so you can hoop.
Exactly. I'm going to take them to the outside court at the neighborhood near my house.
She's like a two guard, small forward.
It's going to be me versus my 6'8" roommate.
Okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's not T, Kevin?
Yeah.
I was literally shocked.
You got lost in the sauce for a second.
I mean, yeah, we do. We hoop against each other.
When you get a big switched on you?
Historically, I
Clear
just
out.
wear
Clear
Vomeros, though.
Cue the LeBaron Phylon smiling when the big gets fist on him.
Exactly. See?
But yeah, I am going to start hooping,
Okay, perfect.
But anyways, also newest to the show, but not new at all anymore, Gil McGregor, the ball boy himself. Shout out to him for always catching the wide open passes. I didn't want to say balls there. You're welcome.
Then you did.
I'm sorry. Well, not in succession with catching them.
Before we get in trouble, could I suggest a new nickname for Gil? Right?
I'm listening.
Gil I am. Also, Gilbert Arenas, no Chill Gil. This is Chill Gil.
Ooh,
wow,
that's actually,
I like that.
Chill Gil, Gil I am.
And when I said it was going to come naturally.
Wow, I really, really like that.
That works.
Dang it.
That works.
Dang, double darn dang it.
That works.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay, but
wow.
I'm really excited to be here. We're presented by our good friends over at Mountain America Credit Union. Shout out to my guy, Kevin, pushing the X's and O's, keeping the train on the tracks, driving the bus, whatever you like to say. Nonetheless, he is keeping us where we're supposed to be, even despite him still being on the IR. I'm increasingly worried about him every day that ends in Y. I hope that he recovers quickly because, quite frankly, the boot is depressing me.
Heard.
T?
Heard, yeah. Yes, indeed.
But I am very excited to be here with you guys on this fine Thursday afternoon where it is a gazillion degrees and a half in downtown Phoenix. I feel like gazillion and a half doesn't even do it justice to how hot it is right now.
Definitely doesn't.
Like, it's really ridiculous right now. And I know it's June, so like we should be expecting it, but oh my God. Jesus. I needed to chill out. Can we get some rain?
I got bad
Chill
news
Gil.
for you.
I heard the rain doesn't really help, but it just see.
At least it feels nice.
I wouldn't know.
It hasn't rained since you lived here?
Like twice.
Did
literally
you go outside?
Twice. No.
I will tell you that as someone that did not grow up here, rain here is different, like, than everywhere else that I've ever lived. I know that people will laugh.
This is four of us that did not grow up here.
But I think that it is like such aggressive rain for like 7 minutes and then it doesn't rain again the rest of the day.
Yeah. We got some great nicknames coming up right now.
Thank goodness.
Gilmatic, License to Gil. I rock with it.
See, you guys have been holding back on the nickname suggestions, and I'll be honest, that's kind of hurtful. But
we're here now. That's all that matters.
I forgive. But we did get to see a Mercury victory yesterday. What was it? 111-109 in Indianapolis.
In regulation at that.
A regular game ending in regulation. Thank goodness. It was a game for the books for sure. Kahleah Copper had kind of a heater. 28 points. Ooh, I was right. 15 for 16 from the free throw line, which God bless America. Kahleah Copper, the closer. That's what I'm going to start calling her.
You can give her a lot of nicknames. Closer is definitely one of them.
She's just, and like, Steven, you watched her more closely in Chicago, but like, I don't know if she's always had that innate ability to like be able to close down.
Oh yeah. That's why the gold medal performance was not a surprise. That's why the finals MVP run was not a surprise. It felt like her potential and just rising to the moment, knowing when her team needs it and being able to answer to that at the like highest leverage moments, regardless of home or road or opponent. She's got that it factor about her, and that's why we hold her to the standard that we do, because she has that.
Also, I think that this is the type of win that like you really build on as a team. Like this was a gritty win. You're obviously without Natasha Mack, who we'll talk about here in a little bit, but you're without Sammy Whitcomb still. You're still without Monique Cole-McConney. Those are three hugely important pieces. You have Marta Suarez out there playing great minutes. You have Shea Carter, who came in and gave you like a huge momentum play in with that offensive foul that she got. And so, obviously Valériane Ayayi, who continues to just get better and better in a game sense, with 19 points, 5 for 8 from the field and 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Just an overall, like, very much confidence building win for us to be able to talk about it, but also them as a team to kind of be able to build further upon that.
Yeah, the Mercury, I think you've laid the land appropriately as far as what the injury report entails. No Monique Cole-McConney. Well, start with them being game 2 on the road against the same team that they just played on whatever day it was. Monday
to Wednesday. I got you.
A whirlwind. So you start with that being on the road in the middle of a road trip, smack dab in the middle of it. I imagine the goal was to go 2-1. You lost the first one. In addition to losing the first one, you lose your starting center. So no Mack, which I'm sure you were getting to soon, but no Mack for that game. You don't have Sammy Whitcomb, obviously still on the road to recovery. No Monique Cole-McConney. You're just listing a lot of meaningful players. Jovana Nogic is not with the team. Like the things of adversity just keep stacking more and more and more against them. The teams that are good, the teams that are the best at the end of the season, just figure it out. And I think yesterday was a big figure it out game. I think at the face value surface level, that's the best way to surmise it. Figure it out, get a dub, on to the next one. That's what they did yesterday.
Figure it out and make me look dumb in the process too. When we were talking about post game on Monday, I was talking about make it ugly, drag it to the 70s, make it a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, drag it to the 70s was constantly running through my brain yesterday, I won't lie.
Yeah, 111, 109 is not dragging it to the 70s, so stand corrected.
I was giggling in the postgame when AT and DB both talked about defense. I was like, 109 points? Is the defense in the room with us? No offense, very respectfully, love, heart, but 109?
It's funny, too, because look at just at where the differences were made. Both teams actually shot identical 39 and 66 from the field, which you don't see ever, really. That's very rare. And then you outscored by 18 from beyond the arc, but they got to the line and made them pay 26-33 from the free throw line. So I just continue to laugh at myself. And we talk so much about, or what I talked about, when for whatever reason I was construed as an AT hater, even though I said that she's one of the greatest to ever play the game. But again, I pointed out her 19 points.
Said more.
I should have said more, and I'm saying more now. She had 19 points on Monday and built on that yesterday. 24 points, 12-17 from the field, being the engine, being the aggressor, taking things to the defense and making them pay in those ways is big, and is what you need and what they need from her when they're so shorthanded. And then that speaks to who she is as a player, because whatever the team needs, she'll do more of. More scoring, okay, that's what I have to step up and do this past couple of games, and that's what she's done.
I would like to take a quick second. And y'all know I'm not the box score type, but since we're talking about numbers and we're talking about the Merc's last game, if we're talking about Alyssa Thomas scored 24 points.
24.
If we're talking about Alyssa Thomas took 17 shots from the field.
Team high.
If we're talking about Alyssa Thomas
Game
had
high.
6 turnovers, if I told you those 3 things, what would be one word that came to mind to describe her approach to the game? Just
Gritty.
an adjective.
Gritty.
I was thinking ugly.
I was thinking aggressive. So 3 words. You can figure out, which one based off of the numbers that we gave. I think they all make sense. I just want to let it breathe for a second. Alyssa Thomas shot 1 free throw. One free throw. Alyssa Thomas took 17 shots. Alyssa Thomas scored 24 points. She had 6 turnovers. She was being aggressive with the pass. She was being aggressive getting downhill. The team was looking for her aggressively in terms of finding her in the paint, not just in spots, but literally in the paint. You're telling me AT only had 1 free throw attempt? Come on now.
Especially versus the front court we're talking about here in question.
I don't like to go the ref route too often, but full context. We have our draft watch party night 2. Don't get to watch the game live. Keeping tabs on the box score. That was like, I got to make sure I keep an eye on that when I do get a chance to actually watch the game. I actually go and watch the game earlier today, and I'm like, okay, Alyssa Thomas got foul here, foul there, foul here. If we're talking about officials getting a grip on the game and not allowing things to swing out of control, that's one part of it. Now, obviously, Kai got the calls that she deserved, and there were a few that she could have got in addition to the 16 trips to the line she took, but AT shooting 1 free throw in a game where she had 24 points and took 17 shots. That's got to make more sense to me. Now, I know she's been getting a lot of the calls that she's been deserving of for a majority of the season, but I think build up and context matters. And if we're talking about everything that happened on Monday and everything that even happened in Wednesday's game, she should have been at the free throw line a whole lot more than just 1 measly time. And I can't even remember what that free throw was, what quarter it happened in, and what led to that free throw she took.
Well, I think I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to talk about it very quickly. This is a basketball-related podcast, if you guys weren't aware. And full transparency, I think that something that maybe I just haven't done a good enough job of saying. This is the PHNX Mercury podcast. At the end of the day, I host the PHNX Mercury podcast. I am biased. I'll admit it all day long. Hand to God, oh no, I'm so sorry. I am biased. I do not speak for these two gentlemen either while we're at this really quickly. I would like to argue that both of them wear the capital J journalist hat way better than I do, and that is A-okay with me. But what I will say is, yeah, that was probably a foul, should have been a foul call on Alyssa Thomas. Period. Point made. Should have been a foul call. If it was reviewed in real time, I do not believe it would have been upgraded to a flagrant 2. Period. Point blank. These are my opinions. That said, the outcry about this has continued all week since Monday's game, and at some point you have to give it a rest. Alyssa Thomas is suspended for Saturday's game versus the Toronto Tempo. If that doesn't satisfy your satiation for justice, I don't know what will. This is not a crazy situation. This is basketball. In fact, if you want to go back to this season, Alyssa Thomas practically Rey Mysterio'd Angel Reese to the ground. This is not new.
Booyaka, booyaka.
And I'm really, really trying to be as respectful as I can. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I have been less than respectful about it today. But I implore you to watch the damn games. Because frankly, if you have context from Monday, and I said this on Twitter, but if the league would stop being reactive to these things and start being proactive, we are not having this conversation at all. And I think that should be really everyone's main priority and objection to this entire situation. Because, I've heard coach after coach after coach talk about, we spent all offseason talking about officiating. And yet Monday's game was out of control. Gil heard me yelling about it for 2.5 hours. Then you have Wednesday's game, which was either A, clearly headed to being out of control, or you can argue that it was out of control. So at some point, we have to give this a rest. At some point, we have to stop blaming the players for doing their job of playing a professional sport and let the referees do their job. Let Kathy do her job. And trust me, I don't believe she's doing a very good job right now. Oh, another hand of God. I'm biased. So sorry. But at the end of the day, this is not Alyssa Thomas it should be jailed. And if you think that, you really got to reassess the lens that you watch these basketball games with, because you are making your own self miserable. Do yourself a solid and stop thinking in that lens, because it is really not going to help you.
For me, like Will said, for me, if we want to talk about accountability, and people love to aimlessly, haphazardly, non-contextually throw the word accountability around, it starts with the people that are supposed to have a control on the game. So if we're talking about it full circle, we're talking about the game growing, guess what has to grow with the game? The way that the game is being officiated. If the athletes are moving different, if player archetypes are different than what they were 10, 15 years ago, if the demand on athleticism, what is legal guarding position, what's not legal guarding position, the spacing or lack thereof at times, the teams and players are playing in the tempo of the game. If all of these things have evolved, if the officiating has not evolved with those things, you're doing a disservice to the game, the thing that's happening between the four lines. I start there, and as you take a closer look, every time two teams go up against each other, there's a scouting report that each team has for each individual player. Teams scout opposing coaches, they scout sets, they scout rotations, they scout tendencies, they scout all of these things. You know what officials do as well? Officials have their own scouting reports. So the way that you're going to officiate a game that, let's just say Alyssa Thomas is one of the main subjects of a game, is going to be different than you might officiate a player like, let's say, Paige Beckers. And I'm just bringing up those two names because one gets a different type of attention from a defense than the other in terms of fouls. There's different contexts and styles of play in which those players draw the fouls that they do. It is incumbent upon the officials officiating in that game to understand the subjects with which they're going to be kind of in control of in terms of the game. Come into the game, make a decision. We're going to allow things to be a little physical or we're not. There cannot be a floating gray area that 3/4 of a game operates in, and then you get to the fourth quarter, and then things start to boil over, and now you want to start making rash, reactionary decisions. That's not helping the game. If you're going to have that job and the accountability that comes with that job, you either set the parameters early or you leave yourself susceptible to things boiling over like we saw on Monday and on Wednesday on top of that. And now you leave the league in a position to where domino effect wise, you didn't handle your business in the beginning or on your second turn. So now we have to come around the block because we weren't directly involved with that game in real time and try to clean things up. And now we look away because we're trying to clean things up in a reactionary way instead of handling it in the moment and even the moment before the hashtag moments so that things don't get to those points. So accountability-wise, it needs to be significantly better. We are just barely a third through season 30. All of these new high-end pieces with a ton of attention coming around them, all of these storylines, officiating needs to be better in tandem with those things. Otherwise, the league and the game is going to continue to be held back and be given speed bumps of adversity that continues to kind of prolong the growth and maybe even hold it back in the slightest bit. Other part for me too, and I want to speak carefully with this, officials, you also need to understand the storylines behind things and not what media or social media is talking about, but the build up to moments. So you come into a game with a scouting report of players, you should also have an understanding of there being a backstory and that one illegal screen could potentially send off a domino effect of things that we've seen happen before surfacing again. And if you aren't contextualizing these things between the ears, oh yeah, that's right. In the playoffs just two seasons ago, Alyssa Thomas's last season, she's going up against the same person that was coaching her. So there's something there. It might not be something that's fire-worthy, but it's something that's there to keep in mind. Oh yeah, that's right. They also had some back and forth between the players on the Sun and the players on the Fever in Caitlin Clark's rookie season. That's something that might come up. Let's keep that in mind. Oh, wait, DeWanna Bonner was also in the Indiana Fever last season, and then people felt the way about her stepping away because she needed to for her own personal reasons. Then she decided she was okay enough to return to playing basketball and chose to go to the team that also had issues with the Indiana Fever last season, independent of those two players. But you put those pieces together. Like, you have to, it's the responsibility of the job to know these things and to then be able to control them so that they don't get out of control. Officials, please do better. Please be better. Begging for it at this point.
There's not much that you guys have not said that I could say to add on to it, but I want to emphasize something that we've talked about a lot, and this is something that is across all levels of basketball, specifically when it is a game that is what one might consider to be a rivalry game. Tensions are going to be high already, and I believe that it's important to set a tone and establish a precedent early on that this is not going to be tolerated, a level of physicality, a level of extracurriculars, and specific to officiating. They are in the midst of everything, and even things that we cannot see through a screen, or even things that spectators in the stands cannot see, they are privy to. It might be a little elbow here, or a little nudge there, or a push there. Those things build up, and what we see is just the finished product, an amalgamation of sorts of everything that you saw building up to that point. And I think it's important to, when you know that there's that type of backdrop and background, to set the tone early, because the conversation that you and I had in between, it's funny, I was about to say games 1 and 2, like this is a series, because it felt like the playoffs, but in between Monday and Wednesday's game, you were concerned that things were going to escalate in Wednesday's game just because the point that they got to on Monday. You don't want a team to beat you twice. You feel like there's a lot going on. You feel like you didn't put your best foot forward, and they feel like they didn't put their best foot forward in the first quarter. You feel like you didn't put your best foot forward in the rest of the quarters. And there's all this other stuff going on. So I think if you kind of establish early, hey, we're not doing that, it never gets to a certain point, and it stays to basketball, because as we were saying, there were a lot of talented players out there that were able to showcase a lot of their skills. And it's frustrating and disappointing that here we are less than 24 hours after a great game, 220 combined points, a lot of great performances from a lot of great players. And the conversation outside of this room has nothing to do with the sport. And that's disheartening for people who love and appreciate the sport as we do.
And that's the part that kills me more than anything, because all of these subplots are taken away from the great basketball game that we were able to watch. That was genuinely one of the best games in the W this season. How you going to rate that? How you want to rank that? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder on that. I won't be mad if you said it was the best game. I won't be mad if you said it was like the 10th or 15th best game. That was one of the best, most competitive games. You get two teams that have a clear disliking for each other, but past that, also have a clashing of styles. You have the free-flowing Indiana Fever that want to get out and run. You have the Mercury that like to get out and run, but would like to slow it down and kind of control the parameters of play a little bit more. Lost in all of that is a bunch of nonsense being talked about. And all of it emanates from the people that are supposed to be controlling the game to a certain extent as far as fouls, what's a foul, what's not a foul, having those parameters set and allow for the game to flow and take on its own identity based off of those things being established. If you get that better, we should be having more basketball conversations, and that's what we'll be getting back to now.
Last thing, if we're elbowing people, if we're going to suspend people now for neck contact, the precedent is set for the remainder of the season. This is going to be a continuous conversation. So consistency is key now. Like we just talked about being proactive instead of reactive. There is no time like the present today, June 25th to start. So please, if somebody important at the league is watching, just do something about the consistency, because it's clearly not there. And, you know, we may have been on the beneficial end of it at some points this season. I don't care. I want consistency, good basketball being played. And at the end of the day, I want my favorite basketball players to go into these visiting cities and be safe. That's all. I want them to come back home in one piece, and hopefully not with something wrong with their foot. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break here on the PHNX Mercury podcast. And when we're back, we're going to go back to talking about the sport that we all love the most and the reason why we're all gathered here in the first place. Thank you. My good friends over at Mount America Credit Union, you know, the official sponsor of the Phoenix Mercury's practice place. Isn't that cool?
Facility.
It is.
Facility place. I'm sorry. I got with the double P for a second. But
Basketball temple.
Okay.
I mean, you can say that when it's got DT at half court and all over the court and all over the building and holding up trophies and all of that. Yeah.
50. Mount America Credit Union. You can get this super cool Mercury card. It's available as both debit and credit cards. Even better, you can take advantage of a special checking and credit card promotion just for Phoenix Mercury fans. You can get a $200 bonus when you open a Mercury credit card and My Style checking account. The no annual fee credit card options are available as low rate, cashback, or rewards card options. My Style checking accounts offer extra benefits like health access, loan rate discounts, and mobile phone protection. Mountain America Credit Union is here to guide you forward on your Mountain America financial journey. Get your Mercury card today. Score your $200. Apply at any Arizona branch. Visit macu.com. Visit, and I already said that. Oh my gosh. Visit ncau.com SockCompany.com/Mercury200 to learn more. Insured by NCUA. Membership required based on eligibility. This limited time offer just ends December 31st and can be changed or withdrawn at any time. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Oopsies. My apologies. Anyways, my good friends over at Circle K, something I will never shut up about is the discounted fuel I get with my good friends over at Circle K.
How do you get that discount?
I put in my little phone number at the pump.
Are you like a part of some club or something?
The Inner Circle Club.
Really?
Did you have to pay?
No, it's free. You just put in your email address, you put in your phone number, and then boom, you put in your number at the gas pump. Then I get 5 cents off every single gallon I purchase of gas. It doesn't matter how many gas gallons I buy in a day too, because I do be buying a lot of gas.
You be on the go.
Y'all know I be here, there, and everywhere. But you can also get 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters, buy two, get one free on the Monsters, buy two, get one free on the Celsius, save 25 cents off a gallon when you buy 3 Coca-Cola products, and 2 for $6 on Red Bulls. No free ads, but I do take advantage of that literally every single day. Thank you to the Red Bull ad for that. Shout out to the Circle K for making sure I get my fix in for the Red Bulls, but also the fuel. You can join the Inner Circle rewards for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. Yeah, 53 points from Marina Mabrey is actually diabolical. Also, I will not shut up. I am actually paid to speak words onto this podcast as the host of it. Thank you so much for the offer. Ugh. Anyways.
Yeah, you kind of hit them.
Like, it's just, why would I shut up? I've never been.
What did the kids say? Come through, vocals.
Vocals, are you in the room with us?
Wow.
Okay, so one of you guys said I did a good job, and one of you guys said I was trash. So
wait, no, that's not what I meant. I
That's
don't,
what that
I don't know how to
means.
use lingo.
Okay.
See,
We can tell.
Yeah.
Earlier when I said,
Damn.
is defense in the room with us, that means it was not there.
Oh, well, why can't the answer be yes? It's in the room with us.
No. Kevin.
I'll do my
Did that
Google.
even
Kevin, can you mute Kevin Thomas?
Did that even
Can
make
you mute
sense?
Kevin Thomas for a few minutes, please? Put him in timeout. Please and thank you.
Man, I'm sorry, but 53 points is crazy.
So she's gonna break the record.
I'm not surprised.
What?
Marina is a
The
bucket.
record's 53, right? It's 240 left in the game.
133
Or
now.
133 now.
133 now, and she's at
Oh my
she's
God.
at 53. She has 9 threes made. She's 9 for 17 from deep alone.
They had to
17 to
take it out,
27
right?
from the field, and she got 12 free throw attempts.
Oh, man, that is crazy.
And it is relevant because that's the next opponent. But we haven't gotten that far yet. Just saying, she's obviously in a different type of bag, type of rhythm right now.
Can I get these super chats out of the way? Is that okay with you guys?
Yes, yeah,
Bohausen L2I, I think, if I'm correct, said we are uncursed, which I'll be honest, I'm not sure the context behind that. Kevin, you said you liked the bit, but I think the bit was about his name.
No, the bit, he's doing like a thing from like a wrestler who curses his opponents, and he goes like, you
Danhausen.
are cursed.
Cursed, and then
And
bad
he turns
things
everything
do
into
happen
like,
to them.
it's Gilhausen, and it's the Mercuryhausen podcast. And then he started asking everybody if he wants coffee. They want coffee. So I don't know how I feel about that bit in particular, but the Bohausen bit, chill.
Well, Sam already said she's researching curses on her own, so politely declined. But then he also said for $4.99, Erika, Mercury looked good. Solid win to build off of. You want to get a cup of coffee after the podcast and talk about cursing our enemies. Very evil / very nice. You know, I'll be honest. Cursing my enemies is something I could be interested in these days, but I'm not sure if the coffee is something I'm interested in. So I'm so sorry. Bohausen, I have to go home and go to sleep. I work too early in the morning. XOXO, Gossip Girl. Yeah, this tempo game sounds crazy, you guys. But anyways, back to the Mercury basketball hand. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Real quick for historical context. Liz Cambage, Asia Wilson. Only
Marina
other two
Mabrey.
players that have gotten 53. And now you can add Marina Mabrey to that list.
That is a crazy list.
Oof. Mind you, 2 of those players played together.
That's actually wild when you think
Which
about
is
it.
insane. Yikes.
Wasn't Asia's 53 point in 2024?
It was
sounds right.
It was in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
Because no one got above Paige's like 41 last year, I think.
44, right?
That's the
It's
only
44.
time we got the
44, yeah.
DoorDash discount, whatever.
They changed that this year, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
Weak.
Yeah.
Whatever the opposite of
Marina-
that
There's a
is.
lot of things the league has done wrong this year, but that it might be top of the list.
She missed her next 3. I'm keeping up with the live box score right now.
I mean, at this point, right, and this is just something generally speaking. I know we'll get back to the Merc stuff, but
Sure.
like this is history. It's
This is
something
history,
this is
yes.
literal history, and
Yes.
we like earlier this year, Bam hijacked the Suns post game because what he did. But
Crazy.
you
I
just
was at that game. No, it wasn't. I'm lying. I was in Miami. I saw Bam this year. I miss Bam. Didn't Miami Heat come back? I mean, Giannis is gonna be there. That's
but I was gonna say, like, if you're up by 33
Sorry.
points and you're on the verge of history, you're just letting it fly till you can get it, right? It doesn't get it. Sportsmanship out the window. Just go get it, right?
I felt that way about
by
the
any
Bam
means
points, yeah.
necessary.
By any means necessary. Figure it
And,
out.
Everybody
and I
getting
mean,
mad
if you
about that,
don't
that's
if you don't
crazy.
want it to happen against your team, then
Yeah, defend
stop
them
it.
better.
Stop them
Stop it.
earlier.
Same way I feel about baseball and their unwritten rules, basketball and those. You're up by 15 with 2 minutes left.
She's
Why
not
you
on the court
chasing
anymore, by the way. So
Stop them.
Yeah, she's not on the court anymore. So it's
Yeah,
over.
that's the tough part.
Oh,
It
it's
took her out
stat
after the last
padding.
3.
Oh no.
Nah, did the buzzer go off yet?
No.
Exactly.
What are we talking about?
Play to win the game.
What are we talking about?
Okay, I do want to talk about Ayayi and Noémie Brochant because I feel like this is like a real reason that Mercury fans can be truly optimistic as they look forward. Oui. Yes. And I just feel as though, again, I said it earlier in the show, but they both seem to get better and feel more comfortable as each game goes on. Ayayi with a career high of 19 points last night, and then Noémie Brochant with 12 points and 9 assists. Just another great showing from Noémie where she's a super solid defender. She's able to guard her yard, and the rest of the players on the court don't have to worry about that thing we've talked about for the first quarter of the season about trust. They don't have to worry about what Noémie's doing on the court. And so I think they just both keep getting better and better, and you're seeing it over and over again. And as people come back, they have more of an opportunity to shine as well with the talents of them as well,
Something we talked about over the weekend after the Storm game was a certain level of confidence that was displayed. And with that confidence comes a level of comfort on the court, and not just in yourself and your capabilities, because that is what confidence is, but also in what you do off of the players that are playing around you and how they rely on you. In the case of Noémie Brochant, second time we saw a really high assist number, almost had another double-double with assists in this game. For Valou, another opportunity to have a big scoring night, and is similar to the other time, got to the line. 8 of 9 from the free throw line last game. So finding ways to make your impact felt. And we talked so much specifically with the Valou part of it, with her coming back to the league for the first time in over a decade, right? Played for San Antonio, I think it was 2015 or 2016, which the franchise isn't even there anymore. That's how long ago it was.
I was barely alive.
Right. I was a senior in college, all right? Let's relax. Now, anyway, as we were saying,
I was a sophomore in high school.
What year?
That is neither
Sophomore.
here nor there.
Like what year
all right?
of
Like
life?
talk like 2015, 16. That's
yeah.
neither here
Same
nor
age,
there. Okay? All right. But as we were saying, and Alyssa Thomas and her having a background and understanding what she's capable of and doing, but her saying, okay, this is what I can do. I can find ways to get to the line in this league, and I can find ways to make an impact that way. And other things happen as well. So that is just something I think is important.
Wow. Wow.
It's cool. It's cool.
Wow.
It's not age, it's wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I call my gray hair. I
exactly.
call my gray hair as wisdom.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
For the audio only listeners, SC in the chat said, "Damn, Unc."
It's a label I wear proudly.
Wow.
I wish I could be called Unc. That's a fun nickname.
No,
I feel
you
like
don't.
all the coolest people are called Unc. Look at you.
Am I that cool? I'm
I
chill,
think
but
you're
I'm
cool.
not.
Chill Gil.
Yeah, I'm like, dang.
I'm chill, but I don't know if
Gil.
I'm cool. Just a chill guy.
Chill Gil. Gil the Chiller.
It was 2015 that she was playing with San Antonio, so it was over a decade ago. And I
Sound
was
about
still
right.
in college, at least. I hadn't graduated yet. But anyway, we're moving on from that.
Wow. I would like to continue to point attention to a new lineup that we had a chance to see for the Mercury in their win on Saturday against the Seattle Storm. So, ask Nate Tibbetts about said lineup and post game on Saturday. The lineup being spoken to at this moment. We're talking about Alyssa Thomas and wings essentially. So it's AT at the 5, DeWanna Bonner at the 4. You have Valériane Ayayi at the 3. You have Kahleah Copper at the 2. Noémie Brochant at the 1. So that 5-player lineup, that's only been 14 games. So you can't really look at their ratings per se, because ratings are per 100 minutes played or 100 possessions played. So those wouldn't be accurate, but those lineups, in the terms of their plus or minus, are astronomically high right now for the Mercury. And that is something that not only they can build around as far as figuring out lineups, but it's something that they can also kind of lean into when they're in a pinch. And I think that was something that was different from this season and the experimentation and just kind of figuring itself out compared to last season. Last season, they knew they could throw any combination of AT, Kahleah, and Satu out there with Sammy Whitcomb and insert fifth player here. Sometimes it's Mack. Later in the season, it becomes DeWanna Bonner. Obviously, we saw it be Monica Komakani. We saw it be Kat Westbeld. We saw it be Lexi Held. Like, there was a litany of ways they could go about kind of figuring out based off of what the game rhythm was and who their opponent was, who was going to be that fifth in addition to those four, but we knew who those four were going to be. I think that they are now starting to they're gathering information still, but the steadiness within that information being gathered and the early returns on investment there suggest that at least 4 of those 5 players are going to consistently be on the floor for them in some capacity, similar to what that rendition of the lineup I was speaking to last season was. That's what's called proof of concept. That's what's called figuring yourself out identity-wise. That lineup right there defensively, there's no one shorter than like 6'1", 6'2", that's on the court with a plus wingspan for their position as well as plus athleticism. There's a lot going on there. They can switch. They can do everything they need to defensively, get out on the open floor. Ayayi's knocking down her threes and getting to the free throw line. Noémie's doing everything under the sun.
Shooting with confidence.
Everything's there. Everything's there. Kahleah's 3 ball is falling, but she's also got the blend of 4-level scoring, including the free throw line that makes those lineups that much more impactful. DB's found her game. AT's refining her offense within all of that as well. Like, it feels like everything they need as far as that goes is right where it needs to be for that lineup to hit. Start with those 2 in that lineup, making this team be a better version of itself the last 3 games. Cool. Pause there for a second. Look at Valou individually. What she's doing right now is very special for this team. And it's just being the Swiss Army knife. Go grab boards, guard everybody on the court for the opposing team, and it doesn't matter who or how that happens.
Yep.
Switches outright, and a fire just scrambling out after you put a fire out the rim, that works too. And I think it's the rhythm of all of the decisions that she's making that's allowing them to play in the open floor. And then on the other side of the court, the last 3 games, since she's returned to the lineup, so the last 4 games, 26 free throw attempts for Valou Ayayi. You know how many of those she's made? 25 of those. So she's getting to the free throw line, she's making it count, and because she's making it count, she's also allowing for them to set their defense on the other end. And that's where they've been at their best. So Valou's getting the job done in spades for them. Hat tip to Nate Tibbetts for challenging her and then finding the right time to get her back into the rotation. And I'll pass it to you real quick because you got something to say.
No, I was nodding my head because I thought back to the challenging, and they were talking about she's going to get an opportunity. She needs to be ready for the opportunity and to make the most of it. And I remember back to the Aces game before, like, I guess last Wednesday. In time, what is time? But she picked up 2 quick ones, and they let her play through that. And they were like, stop worrying about the officiating, just play basketball. Yep. And I think that goes back to where does confidence come from? It comes from your coach challenging you, your coach giving you an opportunity. And also you knowing, listen, if I am out here, I might make a mistake or 2. And I think the big thing is, even though it's been a while, she's relatively new back to the W, she's still a veteran, professional, played a lot internationally on the international competition, but also professionally back home and overseas, or I guess it's home for her. But regardless, the confidence thing is important. If you're not looking over your shoulder for somebody that's coming in every time you're about to make a mistake, you can play freely, and oftentimes that's when you're at your best. And I think that's what we've been seeing from her as of late.
For sure. And I think in addition to that part, the being challenged, being updated as far as the clarity on what the demands on your skill set are, the why behind those things, and being reminded of that why and why that why makes sense. And then in turn, on the other side of it, cool, you can challenge me, but when you're starting to do the things that are being asked for, are those things, those objectives being checked off, being celebrated? Or are they just being passed by the wayside? Because then it's like, what's the point in challenging if those things aren't going to be championed in some capacity? To the champion part, she gets into the game, going against the Storm in particular, knocks down a couple of threes, grabs a couple of offensive rebounds. And you see what's happening after these plays are being made. Players are up off the bench on their feet. Sammy Whitcomb still has a brace on her knee, but But she's jumping up and down, celebrating as if this is
Maybe
game
relax a
5
little
of the
bit.
final for sure.
Literally.
But it's
Can we
the
say-
energy. Energy is
Absolutely.
everything.
Absolutely.
Energy is a whole different language when you're talking about a team. Context matters for this team. They're trying to climb a mountain right now.
A big one.
For Ayayi, she has an individual mountain and challenges that she's working to overcome. If her teammates are there with her, pushing her with every step that she takes, you got Sammy on the sideline. Ayayi grabs the offensive rebound and puts it back in, and Dewana Bonner's the first person sitting there to celebrate the moment with her. Alyssa Thomas finds her in the corner as the defense gets flat-footed. Trusts her on the pass because she hadn't been knocking down her threes prior to that one. Knocks down that three, and now AT's celebrating that moment with her as well. Like, those are the documentable moments that you're talking about, energy transferring and all of those things kind of snowballing into something positive as they're trying to find their way. That's it. I got more to say on the Brochant side, but thoughts on Valou and how she's accepted the challenge and how her teammates in turn have acknowledged her accepting and returning on that in time on task.
Well, I think you kind of hinted at it, like the same way that the skill set has snowballed. I think the trust with the rest of the team has
Facts.
snowballed, and in turn, she's being rewarded. And like, you can't have your cake and eat it too all the time, but Valou has been able to do that because she has risen up to the challenge. She has accepted. She was accepting DNP. She wasn't on the sidelines complaining. She wasn't crying about it. She was getting her job done, being a good teammate, not doing the wrong things on the sidelines, and waited for her turn, waited for her opportunity, made the most of it, and made her teammates look good. And in return, they're going to help make her look good. So I think, it's all a snowball effect. When we talk about this team trying to find who they are and their identity, I feel like a big part of their team's identity is that snowball effect coming into place as far as trust, as far as motivation. And, look, this is a mountain that we got to climb. This is huge. This is not going to be an easy season for this team, period. That's it. The league is getting difficult. There is no team that you can count on being
nights off.
No nights off. And even on your days off, literally days off, you are still, first of all, you're in this 110 degree place. Like, do you even get a day off? I don't know. So this is a very valuable snowball for this team, because if Valou is firing on all cylinders, this team is way more cohesive than they were a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Talk about a mountain to climb. They got to climb that mountain with Valou
Yeah.
until
Right.
it can't
Correct.
be independent of her.
Yep.
I don't know who I'm turning into with these cliches and sayings. Maybe it is just.
Oh, Lord.
But I've always talked. But seriously though, I've always talked about confidence kind of being a revolving door. But when you mention trust, it's like currency. Trust is like a currency, in that like you're rewarding your teammates for trusting in you to pass you the fifth open shot if you miss the first four. They believe in you, and how you earn that currency is the work they see you put in. So what's happening at Mountain America Credit Union facilities is the work that you see people putting in. In the case of Valou, there's currency earned from her time playing with AT overseas. So like, you talk about that type of relationship that you have with your team, and that goes back into the energy. And you talked about everybody still cheering. We say it all the time, Steven, the ball finds energy. Everybody says that in basketball. And I think that when you're trying to climb a mountain, success finds energy as well. So when you're trying to overcome everything that you're dealing with, you have to stay positive. You have to stay being each other's biggest cheerleaders to have that type of energy. So seeing that tunnel walk after they won last night, and how happy they were to have gotten a road win in a tough environment, everything that was going on to get the win, that could be something, because they talked about it during the game Monday. This team, the Mercury, don't have very many wins against winning teams this year. They did that on the road during a road trip that could define a lot of things. So take that momentum into Saturday, and I think that yesterday was a great opportunity, and they did it and succeeded and passed that test.
Well said. Before I go to Miss Brochant, I'll just politely say, keep an eye on how Valou is being featured on offense. Because yesterday, similar to how we saw her used in Monday's loss to the Indiana Fever, if she's in some of those lineups we're talking about, she has the quote-unquote worst defender of the five for the opposing team, or just someone that's smaller, the Mercury are saying you're not hiding anybody on the court. So you look at what they did in the second half of that win yesterday, it just said, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot. We're just bigger than everybody. How about we use that to our advantage? Valou just cut into the basket here, set a screen to bring Caitlin Clark to action, and then she just flows downhill for a post-up. They do it so many times that it starts to get a reaction, and now they're getting shots outside of that. keep that in mind watching her going forward. Now to Miss Noémie Brochant. Her playmaking is something that I was like, hey, early in the season, I'm like, there's more there. Don't know if we'll see it because of role and fitting her as a puzzle piece into the team construct and so many other primary ball handlers ahead of her in the pecking order. You get to the third part of the season, a little bit past that, you got some injuries, you got a player that's not with the team that was also a primary ball handler. Now all of a sudden she has the ball in her hands a little bit more, sometimes by accident. And because it's happened so many times kind of by accident and she's just showed to have this propensity to make plays, now it's something that you can start to build out as a piece of your identity on offense. So you have your Kahleah, you have your AT, you have your Monica Cole-McConney, you have your Lexi Held initiating that points of attack. You even throw some Valériane Ayayi in there. Cool. That's a lot. Sammy Whitcomb comes back. That adds another rung to that playmaking bit. Noémie Brochant and these passes that she's making, especially in tandem with Alyssa Thomas, the pick and rolls with her and AT, whether she's screening for AT or AT screening for her, they're getting a lot of points per chance out of that. Positive looks, great shot quality. Look at some of the passes she's making to AT. Reading tags, making bounce passes, pocket passes, skipping that out of pick and roll to open shooters and creating closeouts. Like, Noémie's doing a lot right now. And I think that's something that they can continue to add to evolve in their process as an offense, making them a little less stale, a little bit less predictable. And when they start to continue to put these things together, I think they'll start to see more wins like they saw last night. But I think they're learning a lot about themselves. And that's why I know fans don't want to hear the patience or give them grace part, but you don't get to learn this part about players like Valou and Noémie if you're not actively searching for ways to learn more about this team and seeing pieces that they can put together in tandem with the things we've already known. We know AT is a top 5 player in the W. We know Kahleah is one of the best scorers in the W. What else? And these are the what else's that we're starting to figure out.
It's imperative for a team like this facing the circumstances that they face. And we were looking at them contextually and not in the sense of making excuses, but knowing what you were saying. You were watching Noémie and you were like, there might be something a little deeper beyond the surface there.
Yep.
It is a duty for, as far as pressing buttons, to go heavily into something. How much can you get out of that? And what we've seen is probably more than anybody might have been able to expect based on the few things you saw. And those type of revelations can be the type of revelations that change the identity of a team in real time, because as we know, what we were seeing at first was not cutting it. So if you don't have an avenue for a major change from the exterior, what can you change internally? What can you do more of? What can you do differently? So I think that development is encouraging in that it might not be the last one we see as far as that goes with people on this roster. People always talk about the answer being on the roster. Sometimes the answer is within players. You just have to get it out of them.
Sorry, guys. I'm a little unnerving right now, but nonetheless, I'm very excited about where this team is headed. I saw Ghost, I think. Oh, no, it was Anime. Talk about how the Mercury ranked toward the bottom of defensive rating right now, 109.4, struggling to contain transition scoring and allowing opponents to shoot at higher efficiencies late in game. We've oftentimes talked about like second halves in general, let alone just third quarters in general. But that's not necessarily wrong. I think we're going to start to see this turnaround. I think yesterday's win, above all else, kind of gave me some confidence that even if they're not getting the stops that they should always be able to get, they can put enough points on the board to where, you know, in the opposite way that you meant it, it can get ugly.
I think, yeah, they're figuring themselves out. I think they're finding more than just one way to go about doing the things that they want to. The defense was getting dinged early in the season. It's going to take them a long time to take what they did early in the season and kind of shave some of that off and have it reflect on their season-long numbers. So that's why I think it's good to look at their season in spurts and windows, if you will. So I would urge to maybe stop looking at it as a whole, because they aren't the same defense now that they were pretty much for every game prior to this most recent game.
Except the first one.
Except the first game, correct. And they've showed to be better incrementally even over the last 4 games. So I kind of urge to kind of look at it that way. But I also say, too, as they continue to figure it out, they're still going to be getting pieces back in some capacity. So if they can just add to what it is they're establishing while they're in the face of adversity, again, I don't see it as unrealistic that they can climb this mountain, get back into playoff contention, and then be that team that kind of creeps up from behind slowly but surely. Again, the team that they're going up against every night is themselves. They just happen to be playing another team at that same time. When they win that battle with themselves,
Mercury versus Mercury.
see where they at.
10 players playing the Mercury on the court at once.
It's like that sometimes. When you put yourself in this hole, you got to dig yourself out, and it starts with you.
I do want to talk about Natasha Mack really, really quick before we get out of here. And I saw my guy Kevin got this tweet ready to go. This is not good. It's a picture of Mack on a boot with a scooter. I'm not going to lie. It
Are we
really
not going to appreciate her work? Her comedic stylings?
Well, and I appreciate her for tapping in and keeping up the truck thing. Okay, honk honk for sure, and like broken down trucks still honk for sure. But
Horn
like
still works.
That horn still works.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is.
Exactly.
They're locked in.
I'm not happy about this. I'll be honest. As Mac's resident #1 fan, it's just kind of egregious. I hope she's okay. I hope for whatever it is, a smooth recovery.
Smoothie recovery.
Smoothies will help.
She probably gets a lot of smoothies at Mount America
Honestly.
Credit Union, the practice facility. They always have smoothies there. I'm jealous. I want a smoothie. Ugh, I hate it. But
I hope it's just precautionary.
Yeah.
Get her in a boot. Keep her off of it. Just don't add any stress to what's going on. As you mentioned, I think in the chat, when she comes back home, they'll evaluate, look at it, but they just say, don't put anything extra stress on it right now. You're not playing. You're not walking on it. You're not putting any weight on it. Just chill, and we'll take a look at it Sunday, Monday, whenever it is. It makes sense once they're back.
her and Kevin have something in common. No, she flew back to Phoenix.
Oh, so she's. Oh, I'm saying like
Allegedly, according to the broadcast.
when the team. I guess
Sometimes
when the,
I
when the
think
rest
they
of the
lie,
team is
but
back.
you know how I feel about the USA Network broadcast.
Except my guy Carlin Gay. Shout out to Carlin Gay.
Were they on the broadcast?
No,
See,
he was
that's what
not.
I'm talking about.
Carlin
Not
was
involved in my hatred.
No.
XOXO,
would never.
respectfully. But yeah, hopefully for a speedy recovery for Mac, whatever it is, and precautionary,
Kev.
and she comes back and she can honk in peace again in no time at all. And it's not at all like squeak, 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 honk. It's honk, 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 honk.
I think the other part of that too is injury presents opportunity.
True.
That's where Valu has her resurgence and finds her way back into the rotation. That's where Noémie gets leaned into for different usage. I think somebody else will have another opportunity. Who that might be? Maybe it's Kiara Linskins. Maybe it's just Nate finding more ways to be more creative with lineups. I think there's more for this team to learn past just looking at the adversity itself and saying, man, woe is me. Because I can tell you one thing, nobody else in the league cares
No.
at all. Not even a little bit.
We do not care.
Keep figuring it. Exactly. So keep figuring it out. That's what y'all did over the last couple games. Congratulations on that. Job is not even close to being finished. I say that, and I bring contextually, they're only 3.5 games out of 8th place right now. There's a lot of basketball left, and in those games, there's
25
a team.
games left, right?
The game, yes. And the team that's currently in 8th place right now, the Washington Mystics, they've yet to play. So there's opportunity to do yourself goodwill just by going and winning some of these head-to-heads and just slowly but surely, one foot in front of the other, climbing that mountain. It's going to come with some missteps. That doesn't mean you have to fall off. Just keep on with that same beaten path. You have your opportunity, and that comes with each and every game. And that starts with they have been. Shout out Sonia Citron because she's been hooping. She's been playing some big time basketball.
You have been eating the girls up.
For sure. Quick predictions for Saturday against 53 ball Mabrey. Mind you, without Alyssa Thomas, without Sammy Whitcomb, without Natasha Mack. We will wait to see what's happening with Monica Kormakani. I don't know if they sent the injury report yet. I don't think I've gotten a notification.
They might be able to use you. You can get about 8-10 good minutes. You just got to, get some shots up. You said you got to fly to Toronto.
I got new shoes.
That's what I'm saying. You could break those shoes in and go play in them. They could sign you to a one-day contract. Go hoop.
You guys would say mean stuff about me because
What?
I suck.
Oh, I would do a film study. I would say nothing but complimentary things.
I think I would play good defense.
Of course, I think you would do.
But I would probably
a lot of the
get kicked
blue
out of the
collar
game.
things.
For sure.
Sure, you can't take the text with you when you're gone.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Exactly.
Go ahead, just
Wow.
boom.
Make it worth my while.
But as far as that goes, I think this is about to be bold. I think you get a season-defining, turning, dig deep, big COD game that really it's changed. Obviously, I think you build on what was Wednesday, turns the tides for real, where we start to believe a little bit. So I'm Merc. I don't have a scoring thing like that. I just have a Merc win that nobody expects or few expect.
One thing that I know about Kahleah Copper, well, I guess two things. One, she loves to go against Marina Mabrey. Great friends. There's more to that. That's not for me to speak on. But they're good friends. They've shown to be good friends. They were fun teammates together in Chicago. They had bouts of success together as well. In the face of adversity, getting that team to the playoffs. They also go at it when they're going against each other. These are top-tier elite competitors, probably no worse than top 5 competitors in the W. There's going to be some back and forth. They both like to put the ball in the basket. They both might just be guarding each other. It's going to be about who's getting to their spots and who's leading their team better. I think that subplot is going to be fun. Another thing I know about Kahleah Copper as well, she has a lot of fun going up against Sandy Brondello's teams. You can go and check the history on that. Look at the teams that Sandy might be coaching at any given time. Look at the schemes and things that she tries to use against Kahleah. And look at the reflection of points that Kahleah scores and the team success that she's seen against Sandy Brondello's teams. Sorry to bring up 2021, but that's the loudest example of that. Finals MVP, best player on the court, Hall of Famers galore. Kahleah Copper is the one with all the trophies. I imagine she's going to be channeling that even more, considering there is no Alyssa Thomas. And this is not me reporting. This is just me speaking from the outside looking in. I can't imagine the Mercury are happy that they'll be without Alyssa Thomas in a reactionary fashion for a game that is very important for them to end this road trip. I imagine their goal was to go at least 2-1 on that. They have a direct opportunity to do that, maybe not in the capacity they expect it to be in, but they have the opportunity nonetheless. I'm going Mercury win. I think the Mercury win this game probably by, let's say 84-77. 84-77, Mercury win. Marina gets hers. Kai gets hers. Though. Mercury get the dub. Yes, not 53 though. No, not 53.
I'm going Merc dub. Dubs in the chat. Triple dub from all of the guessers.
Brunch basketball.
Kevin probably thinks it's going to be a dub too. I think they're really going to build off this win versus the Fever. I think this was a good team victory where they can all look in the mirror and be proud of the product they put on the floor, and I like that. So,
yeah, adversity always reveals a lot of what you need to know and truth more than anything else. All this adversity thrown at the Mercury, they're going to win that game in Indiana. That energy shifting.
That energy, more passion, more energy, more passion.
More
energy, more passion.
I'm not supposed to know that reference.
I reference it like once a week at home. You wouldn't know it though. But I do be looking myself in the mirror. More passion, more energy, more passion. Well, talk later.
Okay. Sure.
It's just like a fun little, I don't even know what it's from.
I think it's from like a movie or something. I'll look it up.
I don't really watch movies, so I don't know. But I saw it on TikTok, I'm sure. Like I see everything else, so.
Respect.
Anywho, I'm really not excited to talk about what I have to talk about next, but it's okay. I'm going to do it anyways because that's what I am paid to do, so I'm going to do that really quickly. But, gosh, I've been thinking about how to say this all day long, and I don't like it. But today is my last day as the host of this podcast, and that's okay because I'm leaving it in the hands of two very capable guys who are going to do a fucking awesome job. So sorry, Espo. But this has legitimately been the joy of my life for the last 3 years. So I said I wasn't going to cry, and I lied.
That's okay.
But genuinely, the community of people that we have built is like really, 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 really special to me, and I'm not going to disappear off the earth. If y'all think for 1 minute or for one day I can get off that X.com talking about this stupid ass game called basketball, you are so wrong. I'm addicted to this like crack cocaine. Unfortunately, I love this game. It has given me so much. It has given me the opportunity to know these guys, to know Kevin, to go to events that I could have literally never, ever even dreamed of going to. So, it took us to the finals last year. It took us to the Final Four, even though we didn't get to go. Like, it was so fucking cool. It was just the best 3 years ever. So, I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love y'all. And it's been really cool. And fun fact, the guys told me I could still come back if I wanted to every once in a while.
No, we didn't tell you could. We told you have to, because we can't do this without Erika Day.
So I will still be around. I will still be on X.com, maybe even a little meaner than I normally have been. You know, I can say the F word on there whenever I want now. I'm so excited to tell people to sabow. I've been thinking about it all week. I'm like, wow, give me till the end of this week. I'm going to tell so many people to shut the hell up. Not y'all, though. XOXO, love y'all. But genuinely, if you go to the Mercury games, even if you don't, if you're just in the chat, if you just tweet me to be mean, I don't really care. Thank you. Because it has been the opportunity of my life. Shout out to Saul for hiring me in the first place. You know, it's really funny. I was a guest on the Wildcats pod. It was awesome. And one day I heard through the grapevine they had a Mercury pod. I clicked on it, and no offense, Saul, but I saw 2 boys, and none of them were up here on the screen yet. But I believed him, and I was like, I think you should let me on the Merc pod. And I like to believe he did not regret that decision to let me low-key beg for a job. So I think that this show is going to be just fine. They're going to continue. They're going to have guests on all the time. And I'm telling you right now, I will be back on this podcast. And if you think I'm going to disappear from your screens altogether, you're on whatever that other fan base is on. The thing that I asked about earlier on Twitter, the drugs. So, yeah, I just thank you guys for making this the best ever. Love XOXO to the moon and back a zillion times. And yeah, Kevin's not going to let me disappear. Unfortunately, I owe him my life, you know, and maybe my foot. Also, I was thinking about it like, you know, Mac's foot, Kevin's foot, they too have 2 healthy feet because it's Mac's left foot. Kevin's got a right foot-ish situation. Kevin, we might need your left foot.
See, now you're thinking.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
So, thank you guys so much.
Before we go, though, we'll say, too, I don't know if there's anyone that embodies a Mercury fan more than the person with the watermelon jersey on. And that shows up in the ways that you added to everything established here the last 2 years we've been doing it. So definitely go out with your head up knowing you impacted what you once were directly a part of, and you still will be in some capacity going forward, but just know that matters a lot. I don't know if anyone in the chat identifies with you. No one identifies with anybody more than you up here, and that doesn't get lost on either one of us. So just know you left a mark, and that what you're doing going forward is something that's going to be even better for you. So enjoy that and know that you left a mark.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no question how much this means to you. And it's infectious, right? Like, your energy is contagious. I'm new here, but it was an easy transition to be a part of this. And, like, I quickly learned the type of community that you foster around this show, around this team, around your fanhood, whether it's on the show, whether it's at games. Like, I admire that so much. It's something that I want to take from and be more like you as far as that goes. So, you know, we wouldn't be who we are without you, and we appreciate you so much. And gonna miss you, but we ain't letting you go too far away. We believe that.
Teary-eyed fist bumps.
Yeah.
You can literally feel a tear on my knuckle.
I'm
right now.
sorry. I'm sorry.
You about got me.
Okay.
I really tried to
okay.
not cry. Even when I was walking in, Espo was trying to talk to me. I was like, I got to be honest, you can't do that right now.
Man, that happens when you care a lot.
And I do.
That happens when you put a lot into something.
And just so everybody knows, like, this is a professional thing. Like, I have been doing a terrible job at my day job. Basketball is everything to me, and basketball right now just needs to take a little bit of a back seat so that I can do a good job and pay my rent. So, shout out to Tyler McDowell Blanken with the We Love You, Erika, $1.90 super chat. Tyler, I couldn't have even actually ever taken this job if it weren't for you. You were the very first person to ever believe in me, and I thank you. And so, yeah, to all of you guys in the chat, just know, thank you to the gazillionth of a fraction. Couldn't done it without you guys. And, Ghost, my next gig is just me working at a solar business. So it's actually not that exciting at all.
Promotion.
I did get a promotion. It's just kind of the way the cookie has crumbled. For those who haven't known, I am planning to move to Georgia at the end of the year. My brother lives there. My nephew is 7, and I've been joking all year that, like, why yell at the WNBA refs when I could yell at a YMCA 7U ref? I mean, doesn't that just sound like the dream life? Ugh, I can't wait. Or even better, I get to referee and I rig the games for my young buck. I mean,
Mic'd up Erika as an official.
Need that. That's content.
I'm sorry, for 8-year-old basketball. Like,
Need that.
I can imagine it would be just something to write
You
home
know them
about.
kids got mouths on them now, so.
So
that's
do
not gonna be a
I. I
walk in
dare
the
them to
park.
have one with me. I'm a day for crying out loud. Anyways, thank you guys all. I will still be on Twitter. In fact, while I'm at it, you can follow me on Twitter at Erika Day. You can follow him on Twitter at StephenPG3. You can follow him at GilMcGregor_. And you can also follow at Kevo Posts on Twitter to see all the things about Koa Pete being a Phoenix Sun, you know?
Yeah, you'll be more active with the Suns now that you have a direct tie.
You know, this is just in time because it has been like a fun bit for the last
All
2
them
years.
I
Cold
called
Pete-
it
all
on
them
Wednesday,
Cold
and it
Pete
happened
tweets.
not the way on Monday, and I didn't have it happened not the way that I thought it would.
I thought it was gonna
so.
be JB, but
did.
you know, it's
Me
a,
did. Me too.
I'm exactly. I'm happier it happened this way. The hometown kid staying home. Are you serious? Ugh.
Perfect.
I'm just waiting. I asked our boy Shane Young, when can I buy the damn jersey? When?
You gotta get a number first. What number do you want him to wear?
You didn't see my joke? I think I tweeted at you and Kevin yesterday. He's 6'7".
Oh, I did see that.
wow.
I think that's probably why. I just.
You ignored it?
Yeah.
That's not nice.
I saved all my niceness for today.
And that's kind, but come on now.
Wow.
Oh, and last thing is you can follow all of them hooping and hollering over at PHNX_Mercury on Twitter. If you have anything mean to say it to me. If not, say it to them. If it's nice, say it to them. They're way nicer than I am. I have mean things to say for the rest of my day on Twitter.
We cannot be mean at all.
We gonna be nice
That's
to each
always
other.
an option.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna do it to me, you know?
Just don't do it at all. That's what I'm saying.
I can take it. Arr. Big dog. Pitbull ain't scared of no chihuahua. Arr. Anyways, thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to leave a like, thumbs up, 5-star review, wherever you get your podcast. I think I'm going to convince them to let me stay in the Die Hard Discord chat. So I don't know if I haven't told anyone that, but they're in the chat right now. So I feel like they'll probably tell me that the answer's fine.
The real question is who's going to kick you out?
Right. That's what I'm
Who's gonna
saying.
make
They
that
don't
choice?
even know who the admin of the damn Discord is. So how can they possibly kick me out of it? Like, anyways, I think they should let me stay, just for the record. I like to yibber and yabber on Discord. Sue me. It's like my favorite app. Let me stay. They're talking
You
about
got it, bro.
hashtag free AT. Okay, but keep Erika free too, you know, in the Discord, please. Oh, man. Anyways, I'm going to end this pod before I get in trouble because I had already let more curse words fly on this pod this week than I had literally in my entire PHNX career combined. You know,
Can't
it's
take
like,
them with you.
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, no wonder we don't know who the admin is, though.
Okay, so you don't.
Wow.
You're not going to kick me out, is what I'm
Wow.
hearing.
Wow.
Nah,
All
son
I'm
knows
hearing
that
is I
level.
get to stay. That's nice.
crazy.
That's very nice. But yeah, thank you guys all. I'll be in the chat every once in a while. If you guys need anything at all, hit me up or don't. I don't really care. See you guys next one. 5-star review. And I think that's it. Bye.
We all silly like the mayor.